95, got the 1942 pouring in my cup. In the session real loud, good gas, yeah, you know we about to roll it up. Bring the bottles to the session, big tab, go ahead and just live it up. Get lit one night, after that we can go ahead.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Icon. And we're here on 95 South Podcast. You know what I mean? First and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity to be able to come on here on this great platform once again, to be able to chop it over with my brother and to have great interviews and great conversations and to be able to just inform the community. What's going on, Jacob? Well, let me introduce my partner correctly. This the panty dropper. This the Midnight Love voice guy. This to get it all. This the Mr. Get It Done himself. My man King Jacob, the great. What's going on, big dog?
Man, what up, man? Just glad to be in the land of the living, man. We on this side of the dirt, so another day to get it right. You know, as the old folks say, you got another day to get it right. You know what I mean? So,
Yes,
you know, I'm glad to be on here, man, and just glad to have the opportunity to interview these legendary brothers, man. You know, brothers that we used to bump in the car.
Yes, sir. So
and
let's get it.
And we tell them.
Freeze up on me? I hope he didn't freeze up on me.
And we tell them to come on, get in and listen to this track with me.
Listen, for those that don't know, till he come back, he must have froze up on me for a second. But for those that don't know, you got it? Okay, he back. There we go. You in there, Jacob?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. You had went out for a second, so go ahead and introduce these brothers, man, so we get this thing started.
Yeah, so like I said, man, we thank God for another day, man, and we're in the land of the living on this side of the dirt. So it gives me great pleasure to be in the presence of these two legendary brothers, man, who we grew up listening to, man, and you know, that's where that Midnight Love voice come in at, you know, listen to these type brothers along with Gerald Levert. So we here, man.
All right, well, let's go ahead and let's get it cracking. Fellas, I appreciate y'all coming on today. First and foremost, man, I just want to say, like back when y'all first came out, because I know in y'all music, you know, y'all talk, y'all kind of like make fun or crack about y'all size and all that kind of stuff. So how, in that particular time and era, was it difficult to break through because of that, or was it something that y'all just embraced and just kind of took on that whole thing?
I think during that time, everything was about looks and talent and, you know, the whole package, as opposed to now. I think because we had a leg up, you know, Gerald was already that guy. He was already in the, you know, Gerald Levert we're speaking of. He was already that guy. He was a heavy dude and he was winning. And by us having that edge, that connection, man, G was running things back in the day. And so I think, you know, in order to appease him, the companies, they took our project on because it was something he was really passionate about, but they didn't know how well it was going to be received. And in the process, I think they kind of fumbled the ball because they didn't know what to do or what to expect. They were just doing this because of Gerald. They had no idea how successful or how popular it was going to get. But yeah, it definitely was a situation as far as like what you look like, you know, how, if you could sing or if you could rap, as opposed to now, it's just about your numbers and your following. Definitely. But you could tell that there was some prejudice, and even today, it's still some prejudice and some shame as far as like us being big boys being put on certain shows and different stuff like that. It's still the same thing, still.
Okay, so basically, this song, I'm so alone, and that was about your mother, correct? About her passing away at the time, correct?
Right, my mom. Yep.
Yeah. So basically, did you understand at the time that you made the song that the impact it was gonna have on the world, you know, becoming a top 5 song, and being able to the way that people embrace the song? Did you understand that when you made it, or was it just something that you had to get off your chest because of what you was going through?
I wish it had been me that wanted to get it off his chest, because them checks would still be coming to me. But the So Alone record, I had no idea what it was going to do and how it was going to continue to to feed me these days, feed us these days, and us not being a popular cog in the machine. That record is something else, you know. Me personally, I probably sang that thing at 1,000 funerals, man. Besides the million times we performed it, I probably sang that thing at 1,000 funerals, man. And it don't stop. Somebody just called me today, the other day, about coming to Ohio to sing. And then my other guy in Vegas called me, wanting me to do a tribute for his mom, a 10-year thing based upon that song. So that song is forever gonna be. We had no idea, man. We just at that time we were being spoon fed everything, and we just ate it.
Go ahead, Jacob.
Okay, so I just want to rewind it back with both of you guys, man. At what age did both of you guys know that you had this amazing talent that you wanted to share with the community and with the world?
Well, I think every artist knows at an early age, you know, when you start to see, you start to migrate and matriculate through talent shows and you know festivals, and everybody kind of, let them sing, let them sing, let them, and you know before long you kind of realize that, hey, I got something here. I think for both of us it was early. I knew for me it was in elementary school, somewhere around third or fourth grade. I knew.
For
Okay.
me, I don't know if I could say that early. I knew I had some talent, but I didn't really know if I had aspirations to be in the entertainment business until I probably was like around 14 or 13 years old, man, for me. But I knew I could sing though, because I was in, the church choir, and everybody would be like, he can sing, you can sing, da 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 da. But I didn't even think about it. I was recording songs and playing around. You know how you have your little tape recorder, and me and my sister would be playing around. Couldn't play the guitar, but we have a beat machine, and like at that time, because my uncle/dad was in the music, so he would have the beat, and we had a beat machine, and we put it on, and just play, and we'd be singing, rapping, or whatever to it. And so, man, I guess we was putting it out in the air and didn't even know.
Okay. So when did you guys link up? Like, how did y'all meet?
Our parents were friends for 30 years. And so naturally, our parents being together, our mothers were together all the time. So that rendered us kind of together all the time. So I think I was around, Dave, around 7, 6, 7 when we started kicking stuff.
Yeah, we really started kicking it like that. Yeah. But I mean, we've been together probably since birth, though. We just didn't know about it.
Oh wow, that's super dope, man. That's super dope. So, upon you guys formulating the group, man, how did you guys get exposed to the teddy bear? The one and only the Steal Your Woman, Mr. Gerald Levert. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. I know a lot about Gerald, bro. Been on Gerald since Gerald got me with some women who I thought I could never get with. Yeah.
Put that
Gerald did that.
That's what music can do, man. I think music calms the savage beast. Music brings all the races and creeds together. It's something about music. It's spiritual. No matter how you put it out, music will make you violent. Music will make you want to make love. And your music controls all of that stuff. You know what I mean? It's just the energy in it. But also, so like I said, my uncle/dad was one of the top programmers in radio for over 30 years. And he had a relationship with Eddie. And my mom, she worked for the government, but she also worked part-time at this record store called Fillmore East. So back in those times, the 80s, 90s, every act, all the major acts, any act, they had to come through the mom and pop stores. If you didn't come to the mom and pop stores, they were not going to buy your records from the one stop or order them from the company. They were just not going to do it. So everybody had to walk that walk. So this was in Cleveland, Gerald lived like probably less than a mile away from the record store. So he would come in there, and that I had already known him. So, but how he discovered us, we were at a party. One of the DJs from the radio station, he was also a singer. His name is Jeffrey Charles, and he was having an after party at his house from a concert he was having that night. He, like I say, he was a performer. We came to the house, and we would always go around with this Casio keyboard with the tape on the batteries. And Jason was the musician. I just was the talent. part of the talent. He was the talent, and we sang. He was there, and they was like, sing. So we sang, and he was like, this was 1986. Remember, he was like, yo, I'm gonna hook y'all up. We ain't see him again for like 3 years. So those 3 years went by. Everybody was going about their business. Jason school, me school. I had graduated because I'm a few years older. I'm working with this rap group called Johnny O and the Sorcerer Crew. If you hip to Nerve DJs, Johnny O,
Mm-hmm.
it was his crew. Yeah, Johnny O and the Sorcerer Crew. And Gerald saw me walking out the studio with them. He was like, yo, I got this idea for 3 big dudes that can sing, dance, da 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 da. And I was like, wow. So the first person I immediately knew to call was Pap Smear over there, young Jason Champion. And basically, the rest, the rest of it is history. Here we are, 30 years later, man. It took a process, man, from 1986 when we met, and it had to be sometime in the winter because I remember it was cold, and all the way to 1992, May of '92, our first single "Use Me" was dropped on the East West Atlantic record label. So that's long, but it's short because it could go longer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Yeah. So I kind of was saying, man. Yeah, I'm sorry, on record. It was a hit, man. I can remember, people in the lunchroom, people at recess singing the record. The record was such an amazing hit, and women just instantly fell in love with the record. So when we first heard the record, we thought, man, this was a heartbreak record. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
It
And we
was.
was like, right. But and women just gravitated to it. So when you guys understood how much people love these records, I'm talking about from the music executives to the program directors, to different people. There's music supervisors, all the above, man. Like, like, what was you guys' reaction?
I think you, music is a you put out your best work, you do your best work, you put it out, and you roll the dice, and you just hope that you land somewhere favorable. But when we started to see the groundswell of
He said the groundswell.
this growing culture of people who loved us and loved that record, to this day, I'll be 50 in May. That was
Damn.
what, 30 something years ago. And so to this day, when people still come up to me and say, I know who you are, I'm so in love, like, that's powerful, man. All these many years later. So I don't think it never gets I never get used to it. I never get I never get sort
Tired
of
of it.
tired or take it for granted. Every time somebody tells me how much that song means to them, I feel like we were and are a small part of the Black culture, man. A lot of people who've lost loved ones, who've had heartache or breakup, we have been privileged and honored to be a part of the soundtrack to their lives.
Word up.
A lot of people talk about Jay-Z and how they remember where they were when this happened, and when this, men at large, you could say that because there are a lot of people that we were the soundtrack to their lives. And
Word up.
I'm so honored about that, man. And then to still be here and still have an opportunity to do it and like get it right, dope.
I
It's
can't
fun.
tell you. Oh, my fault. I was gonna just add to that. I just can't tell you. I at one point in time, I was like, man, I never want to sing this song again, man. But there's no way that you can. I think everybody hates their most popular record. A lot, but that record, I mean, like when we go places, we have like a cult following for records, but that one right there is the one that they just know off the rip. And some of them be like, I didn't even know y'all made that. That used to be my joint. Yeah, you knew we made that. Didn't nobody sound like us back in the day. Quit playing.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you how many times people say, man, I played that at my auntie funeral. I played that at my granny funeral. Man, my homeboy got shot, man. Man, played him. Man, my dude, it's definitely and what I had to do was take myself out of the context and be like, this song means so much to other people that, sometimes self must die, man, in order for, things to be moved.
Yeah,
Word die.
The song so popular, man. So I can remember I had a homeboy, right? And
Remember.
he had 3 CDs in his car. You know what I mean? When he go scoop females up, that was Man
Oh
at
yeah,
Large,
you definitely getting some ass with that.
Man at Large, Rude Boys, and Two That Scream. That's it.
My
That's
boy
it, bro.
Jermaine Mickey. Yeah,
Yeah,
the extra. What up?
that's it. So that record you talking about, that record has been around forever. And then to have the
Yeah.
record service through radio, to have people still calling you to perform it, and to have your own soundtrack connecting with music supervisors, whether it be movies, whether it be TV series, web series, independent films, man, that's big. That's big. And
All
so
right.
from that record, man, was it hard going in the studio making something to match up to that record?
We were
I don't.
young. So I don't think
Yeah.
we really were concerned with that piece. I think we were so excited, man, to be fulfilling a dream. I don't think we had the pressure of. Plus, Gerald was our producer, was our sort of our architect. I don't think we knew to be pressured. We were having fun. We were just ready to go back in the studio and make a follow-up album. You know what I mean? We wanted, obviously, to continue the success, but I don't think we had the pressure of trying to measure up to that. Because remember, I'm So Alone, even though it was big then, it kept growing. So it wasn't like it had peaked and stopped, and then we like, oh, we got to get another. That song has just continued. It has life of its own. It continues to breathe.
Yep.
I'm So Alone is like Michael Myers. It don't never die.
My
Self
man, that's what I'm talking
resuscitation.
about. That's what I'm
Yeah, man,
talking
that
about.
record crazy, man. They go on and on. And when we were, when I look back on, because I would kind of keep up with the business side. When I look back on, what they were trying to do going to the next project, and I guess just get it popping. I don't know whose idea it was, but it was like the song just wouldn't die, and neither would the album. That album stayed in the top 200 for like about 2 years, man. Which was why we had such a hard time with that second one, and then they went through a merger. So it was that album and that damn song, because they would everything else after that never compared. But we had 2 top 20s after that, but it never came, not during that era, but nothing ever compared to that.
Okay.
I'm so alone.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let me
So
ask y'all a question.
Y'all
When
forgive me.
y'all
I'm
went from
talking
the
to y'all
first
at
album,
the same time, so y'all forgive me.
say that again.
He said he eating a bucket of
Talking to
chicken
y'all
at the same time.
at the same time.
No doubt.
I'm
it's all
taking
right,
the
man. It's
Jags
all
in
right.
the upset. I'm taking the
But
Jags in the upset.
It might happen. Patrick Mahomes is hurt. He out.
what?
Oh,
I knew it.
Huh?
I knew something was gonna happen there.
And somebody then rolled on his ankle real bad. He had to get out. He tried to stay in, hurt, but he had to go.
but
Chad Henne.
Jacksonville.
Dave, I had told Icon this morning that I was going with the Jags too. I told him that this morning.
Oh
I think
wow.
everybody feels that way.
That's man. Hey, y'all hurt my heart with that one. But anyway, man, I'm gonna ask y'all a question though. So when y'all went from the first album to the second album, One Size Fits All, when I was listening to it, I heard the maturity, I heard the growth from one album to the next. Was that a conscious effort on y'all end? Was it an A&R decision? What was the process when y'all went from that album, from the first album to the One Size Fits All album?
I think.
we're
Go ahead,
just
baby.
we're just growing. It was just a natural evolution of two guys who are now not. We were 17. I was 17 when we started that first album. It was 20. Now, I think we're like 20. I'm 19, 20, and Dave is 22, 23. So it was just a natural progression. And then Gerald gave us a lot more freedom to be creative. So we went to Atlanta and worked with this guy named Alton Wilkie Stewart. And we kind of came up with our own records. And so, again, we were, how you just go to work every day and do the work. You ain't trying to be this, trying to be that. We were just trying to be the best we could be.
Word up.
Default, you heard the maturation and you heard all of these things that it may have looked like that was on purpose, but man, we were just Gerald. If he didn't teach us anything, if we got nothing from him, work ethic. So we would work, man. We learned how to work and go in that studio and grind and write songs and stay there till the task was done. So
Facts.
that's what you were able to witness.
Okay.
So doing the
And I
doing,
and I,
okay.
you know, I think also for me, I thought I wasn't shit on that first album, and I was like, man, I felt like I had something to prove. So, it definitely was a change and an upgrade in what I was trying to do. So, yeah, man.
Okay, so what was it about the industry that y'all noticed or realized over the years that like turned y'all off to certain things or made y'all slow down and go in different avenues? So what was about the industry that you seen that you can that's basically educate the ones that's not out there now just moving around?
It's a totally different industry now. I mean, you know, there's nothing we could give them for back then that would help them today. It's a totally different ball game. Everything is driven by social media and numbers and likes and reels and you know, algorithms. And so
Algorithm.
the only thing that we could tell people, I think Dave and I agree on this, the most important thing in 2023, don't try to follow a trend, man. You better go out there and be authentically who you are.
Word up.
Go out there and make the music that you want to make, because if you go out there trend or chasing the bag, as these young people say, you just gonna be another number sounding like everybody else. I mean, no offense to what's on the radio today, man, but oh my God, my ears hurt sometimes. It's like
Trash.
everybody making the same record, the same song, same beat, same cadence. Like, come on, man. Can we get
Same
back?
topic.
Same topics, man. Let's
Well,
talk about something else, man. Let's make it you know, unique to, you know, pleasurable, man. Like when you put on this, and I'm not saying it because it's us, but I can't tell you how many people have commented to me, when you put this new Men at Large album on, it's refreshing. It is not the status quo, the content, the lyric subject matter. It's just not the status quo. And we did that. That was on purpose. You asked us earlier, did we do such and such on purpose? This album was on purpose.
Yeah, word up.
Well,
I can
see,
appreciate
this.
that
they
because
need y'all in this era. Definitely. Go ahead, Jacob.
We just need
yeah.
we just
Go
need
ahead,
people
Dave.
to buy. We need people to buy into it because, you know, as they discover it, or you know, even when we had in the beginning when we dropped it, we had a great run the first 3-4 weeks. Then afterwards, it just kind of really tailed off. It's like everybody has bought into this microwave way of doing music. You know, it's like everybody will grab something the first few weeks on Christmas and play with it to death, and then they throw it away. You know, today your success depends on how much they keep streaming it, how much they keep downloading it, how much they keep sharing it. You know, like he said, man, and I think that even people from our demographic have gotten lazy with that stuff too, or a little lenient with what they accept and what they do. And you know, it's got to be a concerted effort of everybody working together, which, you know, who knows if that'll ever happen again for, you know, groups like us to, or we got to drop a huge bag on it. You know what I mean? Either one. But yeah, it's a
Yeah, but
difference.
and it's great you say that because you even see that in the movie industry. They
Yeah,
keep
exactly.
rebooting the same movies over and over, House Party and this one and
Yeah.
that one, and making 10 versions of the same movie. You know, it's like
hmm
everybody from Hollywood all the way down to the artist and gotten lazy, and nobody want to be creative and think outside the box when it comes to, you know, what they put out, the content we putting out. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? You know what I mean?
Well,
And so,
I just want to say, like when you was talking about what you listen to on the radio, Jay. If you don't want to say it, let me say it for you.
Say
Trash.
it.
Trash.
The reason I won't say trash is because I heard Dave say some years ago when we first got back together, you have to appreciate and respect the art. You know, I don't want to be the old general, you know, like my parents, like, y'all music is this music back in the day. This was real. I mean, it's creative, you know, it's their voice, it's their creativity. But for me, it's just Man, I can't imagine riding in my car all day like these young people, just pounding in my ear some of the stuff that these people make. I wouldn't want to hear that all day. I just don't want to hear the cadence. I don't want to hear the subject matter. It's like, do you want to be? Do you have any desire for anything thought provoking, or you just want to talk about titties and booties and getting money and chasing the bag? Is that all your aspirations
Forget
are?
about that Za.
Is
Don't
that
forget
it,
about that Zaza.
man?
Well,
I had
uh,
to delete social media off of my phone, man. Everything is just everybody posing. Everybody got a weave. Not that weaves is bad. I ain't hating on weaves.
I
But
am.
everybody just showing they angles and they butts and like, is there any
Yes, sir.
over in China? They say that China's version of TikTok is all educational. Over here, it's all frivolity. It's just nothing.
yeah, you're right. You're right,
Full of
man.
that Za.
And all I can say, the reason why they can ride around and listen to it, because we don't pop pills. You know, we don't put all the extracurricular activities in our body, man. Like they like anytime you wake up and get a blunt out of the ashtray before you wash your face, but something wrong.
I know many people that do it. I ain't hating on them. I ain't hate. Wake and bake is a religion.
I'm trying to tell you, boy. I said, man, I was like,
That's me a few years ago when I was still smoking. I recently have quit smoking weed altogether again.
Good.
But he asked me at 5:30 when he was on his way to work, "Hey, cuz, you want to hit this?" No. At 5:30? No, I'm good. No.
that man. I had a homeboy tell me, man. He said, like your mama read the Bible, I smoke weed.
Yeah.
Hey, I said it's a religion.
I said, boy, look at here.
I don't know how cats stay high all day like that though, because man, we used to smoke hella smoke. You know what I'm saying? I quit early. I tapped out years ago. You know what I'm saying? And now, if I was to hit something, I'm gone after 2 puffs. It's a wrap. I don't know what they did or what they did. You know, after 2 puffs, it's a wrap for Dave Oliver. But I don't even touch it. But I know I don't know how they stay high all day. You just got cats that just smoke blunt after blunt after blunt. You ready to roll up another one? I'm about to roll up another. You want to hit it? I'm going outside. Man, nah, B. And that's cool. I love the smell of it, but for me, I couldn't. And I'll be honest with you, if I could smoke it, I probably was. If it didn't mess me the way it did, I probably would smoke. Not all day though. Just to get
Yeah,
rid
I
of
mean,
pains and just to get rid of pains and aches and stuff like that.
right. And I done had people tell me, man, this is how I deal with the PSDD, man. He was like, I done seen too many people lose their life in the hood, man. I have to do this every day. You know what I mean? I done had people tell that to me.
Sound like they need to get their shit together so they can get away from it. That's what it sounds like. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you, man. So back to y'all, man. How many people have you guys written for?
Not a terrible amount of people. We because we've been too busy trying to write for us. You know.
Okay.
So we didn't really break it out and do a whole. We did some, but not a whole lot.
Okay. Interesting, man. Because I would have thought, as tight as you guys' music are, and the cadence and how y'all engage with the audience, you know, through your penmanship, I would have thought that y'all would written for a lot of people in the industry, man.
I can't say. I probably did a couple of vocal production things, vocal arrangement things way back in the day. I did something for Shy and somebody else, I can't remember. But as far as like writing, I may have done a lot of local stuff like hooks and stuff for some hood dudes and stuff like that, and or some appearances on some records. But nah, not that many in the industry. No. Mm-mm.
Okay. So what was your favorite feature that you ever did? You guys ever did?
I'm sorry.
I can't even say. He said, "What's your favorite feature that you ever done?"
Feature? Probably that one we did with Gerald and Keith.
Yeah, I guess you gotta go with that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
quiet.
got.
My wife talking about,
Yeah.
why you quiet? Quiet as it is.
Mm. Okay.
You need to say, hey, fellas, I got to get out of here a little bit early. My wife need me. I do love y'all. I'm so sorry I got to cut out. But my wife
All
is,
right.
Well, we
but I
appreciate
love
you
y'all,
coming
man.
on, man. We
Hey,
appreciate your
let's
time,
do it
brother.
again. Let's do it again,
Yes,
man. I
sir.
love y'all. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you too,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Anytime,
Dave,
anytime.
I'll hit you later, man.
Yeah, all right, man.
But Dave, going back to when you was talking about the weed thing, I remember I remember I had stopped cold turkey about the New Year's Eve, 1999, 98 going into 99. And I remember I told my boys that I'm gonna smoke as much as I can tonight, and that's gonna be it for me. And I remember about 10 years ago, I hadn't smoked in probably about at that point about 12, 13 years. And my homeboy, that's when they started coming out with the Kush and the Loud. I smoked with him one night, and I said I felt like smoking the chicken coop. I never did it again. I said, nah, I'm good. I said, I don't
Yeah,
know
man.
what's on, but I'm straight.
Man. Yeah. Yeah, because it's these cats, they smoke and they smoke and they smoke and they sit there and they hold it and then they light it back up and smoke. It's like dogs. And they function. They'll drive 10, 12 hours like that. I'm like, I don't know. I know my brother-in-law back in the day, man, when we first moved here, we would have to drive back and forth to Cleveland to get stuff when we first moved here to Atlanta. All you had to do was give him his beer and his blunts. He was gone, wide awake, nonstop. You could piss in the cup and keep going. He got you gone.
Well, let me ask you
Wow.
this question. Let me ask you a question real quick. So when you got into radio, what first got you in the radio? And when you got in the radio, what did you learn in radio that you didn't know on the other side as an artist?
Well, I was in radio first, and so like I said, my uncle slash my dad, who I lost him last February, he was one of the top programmers in the nation. Now, I had been around radio since I was about 4 years old. That's how long he had been doing it.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I was 15 in my 10th grade year, and he was like somebody had got fired, so he wanted me to come in and work the overnight shift. And man, that turned into I've been on the radio since 1986, man. So I guess I just learned from, that it all works hand in hand, and that it could be a very tricky situation, especially when they let these broadcast digital companies come in and start controlling all these stations. It really that's what really changed the game of everything. I forgot what it was called. It was 1996, I believe, some type of monopoly act that they passed where they allow companies to own more than a couple of stations, and I think it's like what you could own like about 7 or something like that. And Cats was buying up all these stations, and they control. They really was able to separate and divide everybody. You got rock, that's what you got. Contemporary hit. You got urban contemporary hit. You got urban AC, Christian AC. I mean, it's just so much stuff. It's I mean, it's like I said. I think the only way to the top really like that, unless you catch a break on the internet, is through radio. And I saw that. It's still today, still an important cog in the nuts and bolts of your career, man. You get to get a good one. You're gonna have to hear your record on the radio, like what's it, a silk, what's the cat's name? Leave the door open. Oh man, I can't remember. Silk Sonic, or you need records if you want to. You got to get the mainstay like that. You need radio. You could do it off streaming and different stuff like that. But I think to get to that certain hump, you still need some type of radio like that to make it work like that. And it all works hand in hand. I mean, I think I could probably give you more negative things about radio because I know the behind the scenes stuff as opposed to what everybody else sees.
Okay. But it's like you said. I tell artists this all the time, man. You definitely need a radio budget. You definitely need one. You
Yep.
definitely need a radio budget. I tell, man, I ain't telling you, man, that you got to have this, but I tell you, you can do the smallest radio campaign, but the consistency is what matter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to re-up all the time, man. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Keep people fluctuating who you are, and once people see that you consistent with it, you know, people gonna come to you. That's when the promoters gonna come to you for shows and whatnot and stuff like that. But if you do it 1 or 2 times, that's not no consistency. And so you gotta stay consistent, man. And you know, by popular people think that yeah, social media is okay, man. But I tell people all the time, man, social media can't compare to radio.
Yeah, I think social media can't compare to the grassroots way of doing things. That's why, you know, so many of the artists from during our time and before are etched in the stone in people's long-term memory because we actually had to go to these people and go door to door, literally, so to speak, like like you were selling something, and they remember that. Oh man, I remember that time I saw y'all and I got a chance to meet you and I took these pictures and now a lot of cats is doing it. They hit a button and like I posted something on my Dave Minute Large site where it says Barry White said this is literally the only career where you can fall asleep a poor man at night and wake up a millionaire the next day. And so many people have taken advantage of that, the YouTubers and the I guess you want to call them the gatekeepers of the whole social media networks. They figure out ways where they don't have to leave. I saw one girl my daughter was watching, and she was making money just sitting at home chewing stuff, getting people to tell her what it would sound like. She was having hundreds of millions of views. She was chewing gum, ice, lettuce, taking bite. I mean, like, come on, dogs. Like, where have we gone? There's something going on, man, that is dumbing America down. There's something going on that's making us age faster too, and I don't think people are talking about it that much. We're aging faster. And you're dumbfounded faster to the point where your defense mechanisms of where you wouldn't allow certain things to happen before, now you're allowing them to happen. Because I know some of us at 40, 50, 60 years old right now be like, damn, I can't believe I did that. Or damn, I can't believe I even like that. Or damn, I can't even believe I'm sitting here listening to that. What happened? How did that happen? Because it's not like we have to succumb to that. We still have a cornucopia of stuff that we could just go listen to or even watch. But I guess sometimes they gets tired, or I don't know. Somebody figured out something. I'm telling you, somebody figured out something. The way the music vibrates through the speakers or whatever it is, your earbuds or whatever it is that you're listening to, man, it did something happen. It's like nobody. It's the same thing. It's like, why is Georgia and Ohio having the same winter? We've been having the same winter for the last 10 years. There's a fluctuate every so often, but places like Georgia and Ohio and Georgia and Alabama are having the same type of winters. Nobody's talking about that shit. It's just happening, and people are just letting it happen and not saying nothing.
Right. And I can remember weeks ago, man. It was like 12 degrees in South Carolina. That shit don't happen, bro. I'm from South Carolina. I've been here. Mm-hmm. I was raised in South Carolina. That don't happen, bro. I've never remember where it was 12, 13 degrees in South Carolina, man. Like, I'm like, what's really going on? You know what I mean? Like, for real.
Because, I mean, that's something serious. If it was, as a, if you're like, damn, man, why am I doing this? You asking why, but you don't take a chance on trying to find out why. You people like, damn, man, y'all been lucky. We call home when we first moved here almost 20 years ago and be like, yeah, we sitting out on the patio January and y'all in the snowstorm. Well, 4, 5, 6, 7 years later, they on the patio in January too. It's I don't know, man. I don't know. Right. I think we've become so passive. Because when they throw so much stuff in front of you, then it's a distraction.
Right.
Art of war.
Right. Icon and Dave, man. I was watching a video yesterday, right, and it was Willie D and Scarface. And Scarface quoted. He was like, "Man, woke up this morning, man. Listen to Earth, Wind and Fire. Listen to some Marvin Gaye. Listen to some Temptations. Listen to some OJs, the Manhattans, listen to some Minnie Riperton, some Phyllis Hyman, some Donny Hathaway, And then he said, pause. And I thought to myself, what the hell happened to our music, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, it's a whole round table of those that everybody just have let their guard down and just like, here, just punch me in the face with that garbage. I'm gonna eat it. Just feed it to me, and I'm gonna eat it. And like I said, something has happened to where somebody figured out how to. They figured out how, and I think that goes along with that law that was passed, where you can control. And this happened way before XM radio and all the online stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where they control any and everything you heard, and then now they're controlling what you're seeing too, because they're buying the networks up and stuff like that. So it's like, what you gonna do? You gonna turn it off, or you can be at home bored with your spouse who been getting on your nerves the last, or you gonna flip your phone on and go through all the different networks and stuff that you could turn on that to help you forget about this mob over here that's getting on your nerves. You know,
Right.
they made it to the. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, think about this though. Think about how Barry Gordy had his company set up. Basically, when they put out a record, before they put out a record, they had a team of people sit around the table and say, if you had your last couple of dollars, would you buy a sandwich or would you buy this record? So the importance of having quality music and putting out quality music was very important to him at that time. That's why they was able to basically pull out music like a machine and always putting out great music at the time. Because you can't tell me, like Jason was saying before he got off, you can't tell me these executives are sitting around listening to this music and thinking, oh, this is hot. They thinking, oh, this is what the kids gonna buy, but not thinking, don't care if it's quality or not. They just putting it out because they know it's gonna sell, because they talking about killing and shooting and all the other stuff. But there's nothing quality about it.
Right. And you know, they ain't listening to it until after they whole staff then, or the A&R team or whoever then green lighted it. And then they got to come in there and sales pitch it to the people, the man with the money, you know. And they probably do say stuff, yeah, man, this is gonna make them shoot and kill each other, man. Let's put this out. I'm sure there's been some meetings where they said that, you know what I'm saying? You know, because a lot of times, you know, you can hear stuff like, even if you back in our day when our music with Mobb Deep, because I was an East Coast rap fan. He said something rob your face with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man playing what you're supposed to, and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come. When you talking that tough talk, sometimes when you hear it, you start to be like, yeah. You better do something, man. Put that Mob on, put that Nas on, you know. Or you, like you said, you better go to your girl house, man. Let me get my mixtape together with all these slow jams on it. Let me see. I got that. Got that Gerald Levert on here. I got them J's, Stairway to Heaven. I got that Earth, Wind, and Fire on here. Love has found a way. You put that shit on, you know what's gonna happen. You put, it, you know, and I think that's something that's always been here, but not as convincing today as it was then. I think now it's just you're flooded and surrounded with nothing but that, and then you fall into it because there's nothing else.
So they like, but y'all guys are in a position right now, because I'm hearing that because I heard Tank say this. I heard Tank say that a lot of fans and a lot of the older executives that still in the music business want their real R&B to come back. They don't want to decipher who's rapping, who's R&B, because right now you kind of can't really tell sometimes who's rapping, who's R&B. They want, like, a lot of these big wig executives want the R&B stay in the R&B lane. They want the rappers stay in the rappers lane. So when I grew up, you really had an R&B collection right here, and you had your hip hop collection right here. I feel like now they got everything mixed in together. You know what I mean? You can't really tell the difference. So you guys are still in that position to really bring that true R&B back, man. The true R&B soul back, man. And you're in the position to really get some singers who don't really know what they have and take them up under your wing and blow their mind with what y'all hear, because they probably don't hear what you hear.
Yeah, they would. They a lot of times. I mean, because like now, cats is just doing this stuff because they're excited about doing it. They seeing these success stories. They seeing these cats all rich, fly, famous, and iced out. That looks appealing to them. But well, like the thing. This part, I think you never get to see the struggle that some of these young men and women had before they got on there. The things they had to go
Right.
through before their life was finally able to catch a break, and they were at that level. So back then you didn't see nothing. You saw certain stuff, but you were more apt to hear about the struggle before, because you knew everybody was in the struggle at the time. So it's different now.
Okay.
They don't
Well,
want to talk about the taboo.
Yeah, I know that's
Dave,
right.
we appreciate
Only
you
talk about the
coming
good
on.
shit.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on, brother. What I wanted to ask you is like your latest project or what you got going on. You could kind of tell us about what you got going on and what to expect, what the people to expect.
So right now we have that new. It's not new, but it was our 30th anniversary collection, Men at Large album, Love Benefits. It's available for you to stream. It's also available. We have some hard copies too, because some of our people like that hard and not that soft. They want that hard. And it's out right now. If you go to any of our platforms, on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, the link to get the hard, if you want it, is in there. Also, the streaming, it's everywhere. And as far as like me solo, I'm messing with some of that Southern soul music, man. If you want to leave, go ahead and walk out the door. One thing that ain't me, that's King George, but I'm messing with that a little bit. I'm trying to figure out how to crack those doors down, man, because I enjoy.
Yeah, man, get with me, bro. I can help you do that. Promise.
I can tell by the way you talk.
Be the plug.
I need some of them tracks, man.
Cats for you right there.
Cats be sending me tracks, but it's still when I say let me get some Southern soul, I think they sent me like some heartfelt ballads. No, that's R&B, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like, I got some. I got some rave
man.
reviews on the records I did, but they're like, you just sound like an R&B guy. So they say I sing too pretty. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? So they say it's the track, and once you get the right track, your mind will take you where you need to be as far as how you need to represent on it. Yeah. So I need that. So I got a couple records out right now. One called Love Like This, and another one called Beat Up the Mattress. That's my little take on my little Southern soul journey, and that's just Dave Tolliver. And while I'm here promoting my daughter, she just turned 17 the other day. She got 2 records out too, one called Just and one called Distress. Her name is Danae Marie. But yeah, man, and we touring. We still on our 30th. Last year was our 30th, and we did a bunch of dates from the summer all the way to the end of the year, and it's going to pick back up. And I'm myself. I'm also in a couple plays. One called Daddy's Home, but my husband ain't. We touring around. Just make sure you tune into the social platforms to find out. And also, I know definitively in DC in another play called The Father's Love in September. But we all over the place, man. I know you run out of time, so make sure you hit us up on at the Men at Large, at the Men at Large, or at Dave Men at Large, at Dave Men at Large, or at the Men at Large. And we talk to us, we talk back.
All right, fam. All right, yeah, I'm gonna definitely get with you, because I definitely got some.
You got my number?
Some of that stuff, huh?
You got my math?
I don't got your math, but I'm gonna shoot your email.
Okay, cool. We all good. Let's get it. I need that. Let's send me that like yesterday.
I got you.
Fellas, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for having us on, man.
Yes, man. Peace and blessings, brother.
Man, we appreciate you coming on, man. And I know you got a busy man, and we really, really appreciate you coming on here, you and your partner. So anytime, you know what I'm saying? How we can support y'all, just reach out to us and we got you.
Thank you, man. Y'all have a good one. Happy
You
New
too,
Year.
brother.
Yeah.
You too, brother.
Happy New Year.
Yes, sir.
We out.
Peace.
Got the good vibe, got the 1942 pouring in my cup. In the session, real loud, good gas, yeah, you know we about to roll it up. Bring the bottles to the session, big tab, go ahead and just live it up.